Leonhardt here from the Leonhardt Team at Coldwell Banker Realty, real estate team. Run a real estate team that sold over 155 homes last year. Team of 10 agents, and we're on pace this year. Right, we're at about 20 million in pending right now. So it's been a stellar year. But I've been a real estate agent for 7 years now. I own 5 different doors, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 properties, and I also own development. So 15 or 16 lots we bought bundled together. So I've done probably lifetime 200, 300 contracts, right? Closed sales. So when I say that I've met a lot of different lenders, I have, right? And there is one person that I do highly recommend to do my own personal loan. And right now, me and my family are in the process of moving. We actually close on Friday. And I called Tony first to go, hey, I'm moving. How do we get this started? And applied online, super simple, right? And I'm not a person that likes to apply online for things, right? Nor am I somebody that likes to do anything, to be honest with you, when it comes to...
You did great.
Yeah, I barely made it through. You know, you had to call me a couple of times, like, hey, upload your documents. Like, all right, well, I can't figure out this login. So, right? But super simple process. And the reason why I called Tony, and the reason why, that we recommend him is this. And it was the big thing on, I needed somebody that I could trust, right? I think it's, and then where technically, no, I probably don't. I probably could have just went online and found the cheapest one, and I can figure it out, and it'll work, right? I know the problems that come up, but I think the big reason why I do call somebody like Tony is for the advice, and he gave me great advice. He actually gave me a strategy that I actually didn't even know to do. I've never heard of anybody actually doing it this way. So it was this. You want to quickly explain kind of the strategy that we are taking on this, right?
Sure. I mean, to oversimplify it, I think we'll just oversimplify it the best we can, is structuring your loan in such a way that you buy with as little bit out of pocket as possible now before selling your other
Why
house.
would I do it with the littlest amount of out of pocket right now?
Because your best pricing incentives are going to be at the larger loan amount and actually with the lower down payment. So there's different pricing incentives to do it the way that you're doing it. Once your loan is closed and you then sell your other house, you restructure your loan and to make it a more viable loan for the long term. But your pricing is going to be better the way we structured your loan.
So on this, it was me and Tony talking. He's like, oh, this, and that. I'm like, all right, Tony, how about you just tell me what you would do? And I was planning on putting 20% down, because I could, and then I would remove mortgage insurance. I'm like, all right, well, I'll do 20% down, and I was actually going to do a HELOC to do the 20% down, then sell my house, and then take the funds to pay off the HELOC. But then Tony was like, hey, what about this? Actually, if we did 5% down, you would get the best rate, essentially, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you sell your house, you can do this, which typically I was thinking was going, okay, when I sell my house, I can put funds into it and recast my loan. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to pay directly toward the principal, remove mortgage insurance, essentially move me ahead 15 years in the amortization schedule. So if I keep that payment, I'm now only a 15-year loan in a way with a 30-year pricing, essentially, or a 30-year payment. But I'll be 15 years ahead. I'll still have to make my payments every month at that higher loan amount or like monthly payment. But and essentially the great part about that is at that 15-year mark, I'm paying majority interest or majority principal rather than interest. So
right. So let's talk a little bit about how amortization works on any loan that you buy. It's a term and it's a fixed payment, and it's going to be that same payment for that term, right? At the beginning part of that loan, like on a 30-year loan, for example, you're paying a majority of interest on that loan over the long term, and you're paying very little in regards to principal. When you get to about the 15-year mark, those numbers start to balance out. So now when you're making that same exact mortgage payment you made on the first month, a bigger chunk of that is paying your principal down faster.
So essentially, I'll be able to pay, most of my payments will go half toward actually principal rather than how it usually works is majority toward interest. But I think in that, now I'm also excited about this is, do we get a flash closing too? Do I get to sign all the paperwork? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So paperwork at the title company, I should be in and out of there with Title Smart and Nicole Paulson within, I'm hoping, 10 minutes. Right? 15 minutes.
I think the record is 7.
All right. I'm going to see if I can beat, depending on if my wife has an expired driver's license or not, or if she shows up on time, or how many cookies I'm eating at Title Smart. So that's another benefit. It's been super simple in that process. They have an online portal. They have a ton of support. And you get a ton of great advice. So 5-star review for Tony Olson. I highly recommend him. He's who I choose. and who I recommend to my clients. One of multiple lenders too. We have a lot of great ones too. But I think that's important. That's how the process went, and that's how I got advice on a strategy that I honestly didn't know how to take. So I appreciate it, and yeah, excited for closing on Friday. So
Absolutely.
I'm excited for a quick closing. So
Yeah,
thanks
sure.
to you. Appreciate it, Tony.
All right. Thanks.